can you just brief us something about your background? Like, where do you live and where did you do your schooling and where did you graduated from?
So you want me to start right from undergrad or just the college, like right now,
Yes,
our masters?
yes, from your undergrad.
Okay, so I used to stay like in India. I'm from Pune, and I completed my schooling from St. Mary's School, and I completed my graduation, sorry, undergrad from Symbiosis Institute of Technology, and my degree was in electronics and telecommunications.
What inspired you to study abroad?
So basically, during my like undergrad degree, we had a 6 months compulsory internship. So during my internship, I interned with Reliance Jio, and during that internship, I realized that there was so much more that I could learn, and like the even like the most basic stuff. So there is like so much more to learn, and I frankly thought that coming here and getting a master's degree would basically help me with getting the industrial knowledge, and as well as the extra soft skills to how to inculcate my skills in like the telecommunication industry basically. So that's why I thought that I should get a master's right after my undergrad degree.
And how did you start your research about the universities and colleges over there?
So frankly, I just like I don't know if everyone does that, but I just Google like one of the best schools for telecommunications in USA, and I think University of Boulder and University like Colorado Boulder and Northeastern came up, and Maryland came up. So these three are like the main telecommunication colleges where basically the curriculum is really good. And I chose University of Maryland because it had like a very good blend of technical as well as business courses. So it was kind of like telecommunication management. So we have like 4 business courses also, core courses. So you have to take them. And I found that really interesting because you get like the technical side of telecommunication as well as the business side. So it's really good. So that's why I went with University of Maryland.
And what made you decide to go with grad dreams for your assistant?
So I mean, frankly, I did not know about Grad Dreams. So Grad Dreams was the place where I gave my GRE. And so when I was done with my GRE, and I just saw that you provide services for, for the process also till you get like till you go to a college basically. And I found that really nice. So I thought like, let's go for it and let's try out, how, what you, well, like what services that you'll give and all of that. So that's why like, so right after GRE I took out like information about Grad Dreams, and I thought like it was really close to my house also, so it was convenient that way also. The Pune branch in Vanori, so yeah, so that was really close, so I was like, let's go with it. So yeah, that's how I came across Grad Dreams.
And what are the steps which are involved in the process, right from taking your GRE to your visa process?
So I'll just tell you the main processes. So the first process was so what I went through was basically taking a GRE and taking a TOEFL exam. Then after taking that, I consulted with a Grad Dreams advisor, someone from the Pune branch, and I was then given a advisor from the Mumbai branch who basically helped me through the next process. So my process was, firstly basically they asked me about my background and what my budget is and what I'm interested in, and all of that basic information so that they could shortlist the universities. And again, so then I also gave my preferences, and they also gave their, like, according to our budget, what the universities they felt were right. Then they helped me, so my advisor basically helped me again throughout, like applying for each and every college, the application process, whatever it was. And she also helped me throughout the, like, yeah, SOP. We had to write like an SOP, so I had to write that SOP and send it to her, and someone from Grad Dreams read that SOP, made the necessary changes, and sent it to all the necessary colleges. So collecting all the documents and sending it to the university was all done by Grad Dreams. I just had to pay the application fee and all of that. And again, even the visa process, I literally did not have to do anything. They booked my appointment, they collected the necessary documents. I mean, they told me what it was, all like a list of documents was given to me that I had to take to the visa office. And I basically just had to go to Mumbai. That's all I had to do. So like the back end was done by Grad Dreams. So frankly, I don't even know what like exactly the appointment steps are, because it was all done by Grad Dreams. So that was a very, very smooth process. So basically the entire process was really smooth.
And how did you make a decision of choosing the country and the university of your choice?
How did so I mean, for telecommunication, basically, it was like a general research that USA was the best, because, like right now, 5G technology is coming up, and like even previously when I was studying, I was in undergrad, 4G was like really, really booming, and so that's what I had heard. Like I had read that USA was really in the forefront, so that's how I decided that I want to go to the US. And again, as I told you, the college was again like a part of the research. And since University of Maryland was giving me technical as well as the business side of telecommunication, so that's how I came to the decision to go with this.
And how was your journey with the dedicated advisor at Gradry?
Oh, it was amazing. So I was Dakshata ma'am's student. I mean, like a advisee. So
Okay.
she's really, really amazing. She was always helpful, and she was there whenever I needed her. And she helped me out with every little step. And she was just like a phone call or a text message away. So it was really, really smooth, and she helped me out in everything very, very nicely. And I mean, we're still in touch, so that makes it like a point. So she's really, really nice.
Can you share your experience in regards to visa support?
Visa support? Yeah.
Yeah.
So visa again. See, frankly, I all I had to do was just go to Mumbai and stand in line at the visa consulate, right from booking the appointment and telling me what all documents were necessary. I literally had like a list that they sent me, that you need to have this ready for your visa appointment. And also again, they took like I had to go to Mumbai, like the Mumbai Grad Dreams branch, where they actually trained me for the visa question. So I had like a mock visa interview where they asked me questions that I could expect in the actual visa interview, and they trained me about how to go, like how to answer, and like they gave me the structure basically, and obviously I had to answer it on my own. And we also had a few mock interviews. So one day like was complete training for the visa process. So that was really nice.
And would you like to share your experience at University of Maryland?
Oh, it was like a very good 2 years. I have learned so much over here, like even like studying like uh, academics wise, and also becoming smart, like street smart wise. So because when you come here, you have to do everything on your own. You're like on your own. You have to figure out everything on your own, right from banks, houses, apartments, everything. You need to do it on your own. So University of Maryland was really, really fun. And actually I had like a major change over here. So I was taught subjects that me myself would have never really thought about taking it if they were electives, like the business courses. And it gave me, academic wise it was really nice, and people wise also it was very, very nice. I met one of the best people over here. Like we have like a really good friends group over here, that like we were really close knit. So it gave me good people and obviously good academics as well. So it was a very, very good experience.
And how is the student life in USA different from that of India?
Different major difference I would say is living on your own. Because when if you're in India and you go to college in your own city or at home, so very comfortable. And over here, the major change is staying on your own, cooking your own food, having to like write down your expenses. So you need to spend wisely. So you need to know how to when where to spend and how much to spend. And I was lucky enough to get a graduate assistantship, so I had like a good income or like every like bi-weekly. So I learned how to save money and spend it wisely. And again, as I said, you become street smart because you need to talk to so many people and take decisions on your own. So again, student life in India, according to that, I had many experiences of becoming independent basically. And academics wise, I would say uh, over here they make you do things practically more than just theoretical. So what you study, you implement. So that's the major difference that I think it was for me.
And what are the challenges which you came across during this period? And how did you deal with them?
Challenges for me, frankly, I didn't face many challenges as such, because so in the beginning again, I wouldn't call it a challenge. Everyone goes through it. Was homesickness, obviously, because this was the first time I was away from home. Like 21 years of my life I was at home, and then I suddenly came here. So it was like the first month was a little heavy on me, but then I got used to it, made friends over here, so that was okay. That was a smooth transition. I was lucky enough to get my roommates as my college seniors. So that was one lucky thing for me. And another lucky thing was I also got a graduate assistantship in the first week itself. So financially also I was secure that way. So I wouldn't say I had many like challenges such. Academics wise, yes, it was a lot of challenges. I would say you had to work a little more hard than I did in undergrad. So because as international students you have to maintain a certain GPA that is like 3 over here. So maintaining that and working hard and making sure you succeed over here is, so that was like, I wouldn't call it a challenge, but yeah, that was like the major thing. So you have to be regular in your studies and everything, so you learn how to become uh, you know like dedicated to your work and disciplined basically. So yeah, that's a major thing that I came over. Being disciplined was helped me through all of this. Yeah.
And what will be your suggestions to the students who are like planning to study abroad?
My suggestion would be do your research thoroughly. Make sure you know what you want to do, and really work hard for whichever college that you have selected. And but selecting your college is the main thing. Make sure that you know what you want to do, what subjects you want to specialize in, and yeah, that's like the major thing too if you're going abroad. And yes, I mean, once you come here, just enjoy. Don't take too much tension. Just enjoy your, you know, stay here and work hard. That's it. Yeah.
And can you tell us about the internship opportunities at your university?
So for me, in my college, there were lots of internship opportunities. So my college, we had career fairs every fall semester. I mean, every semester we had career fairs through which you could get internships. And networking is a very important thing here. So you have to network and get to know your like whatever the opportunities are in your field, and you need to talk to people. So yeah, that's internship wise, yeah, it was there are many opportunities. And yeah, I mean, career fair was a major channel through which you could get internships. And the rest one was like just researching on your own and networking. So yeah, that we had quite a good internship, opportunities over here.
And how was your OPT experience?
So my OPT just started. I graduated in May. So my OPT began in July, and till now it's been a very, very great experience. And since I had, so I am basically interning with a company right now, and it's in the field of business analytics because I did have a subject during my master's degree where it was called decision analytics. So I was really, really, I really loved that subject, and I thought that I saw myself doing that in the future. So I decided to do an internship first during my OPT period and then transition into a full time. So it's been a really, really great experience, and it's still going on. So yes, I love working over here.
And looking at the current COVID situation, would you like to suggest something to the upcoming students who are planning to study abroad or, especially in USA?
Right now, I mean, suggestions would basically be, uh, for me, like frankly, my personal opinion would be it would be nice to defer, frankly, because right now everything is online. And I mean, you can obviously go ahead, but it's everything is online, so you'll have all your classes online, and the job situation or internship situation is also a little lesser than what it would have been in normal circumstances. So yeah, I mean, it's not like don't cancel your plans, go ahead with it. But if you want to continue having your classes online, well, go ahead. But I mean, it won't make a major difference. Basically, I mean, I don't have like a particular suggestion, but yeah, just it's like it's a personal choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.